So recently, as you may have heard, the Navy SEALs have gone from the Sig P226 to the Glock 19. Many Glock guys who have been Glock guys for many years rejoiced on how we're finally recognizing the beauty and perfection of a Glock. On a logical side, there may be some changes that were made in reference to things like decockers, single action, double action versus striker fired, none of which I don't think SIG could rise to the occasion of. But at the end of the day, the federal government's notoriously cheap. People are left to make do with what they are given, and we do very well with that. But the government's cheap. A SIG is an expensive gun. There's no way to slice it. There's a couple of things that I've personally never seen. I've never seen a cat in a car. I've never seen a Mexican-Asian relationship, though I know they take place. And I'm a pretty popular guy, just never seen it in person. I've also never known a man to leave the house for a SIG, budget aside, and return home with a Glock, unless he returned home with multiple Glocks and acknowledged the fact that it's still not a SIG. I've just never seen those things take place. Glock is famous for underbidding people. They do make a good gun. I fought it for many years, but of course now I own multiple Glocks. But never in my mind is there a comparison between a Glock and a SIG. I don't personally pattern my life after what police and law enforcement are doing. There's great techniques that have been adopted from the military to the civilian world. There's techniques and products that have been adopted from civilians to the military world. But I don't want to go forward thinking that the Camry is a Lexus. They do the same thing. Those are even made by the same person. But there is a big difference, whether people like to admit it or not. Price is a big factor in a lot of people's decisions. People often justify what they have based off of what they can afford, and nothing's wrong with that. But I think once you remove price, it's evident. If you can remove price, there's a lot of firearms that to me are just no comparison. There's a whole weight difference, slightly, and there's some features that are possibly preferred, but from just a quality perspective, ease of slide perspective, I just don't think that you can really compare a SIG and a Glock. You can deal with what you're given and play the cards you're dealt, but I don't think we should act like you have a good hand. It's a good gun. I like it, but it's not a SIG.